Good afternoon, Flosstube. It is Monday, November 16th, and I am taking a break a little bit after the middle of my work day to get this filmed while we still have some good light. And I am so happy to be here with you. I hope we can just chat a little bit. I have 2 whips, a finish, and some crochet to show you, as well as some plans for the new year. So let's get started. My finish is a Christmas gift, and I don't think this family member watches my video. You know that I had been working on this. It had been a piece of Stitchy Mail, Happy Mail from a dear friend, and I have completed my big toe. Be still and know. This stitch was great from start to finish. I loved working on this even weave, which was some I just had in my stash. I believe it's 28 count. I loved working with the specialty threads, which my friend so generously shared with me. And then, of course, the beautiful verse and the colors, and then putting those delightful buttons on here. So before Christmas, this needs to be framed. I'll need to probably order a good size frame and try to do it myself. I had thought about making it into a pillow or a cushion, but it needs to be on the wall. And since it has those buttons, I'm either going to need to get a thicker space of the frame or maybe a shadow box. I'm not really sure, but I'm excited to have this ready to gift. It's not like me to have a Christmas gift stitched for someone, so I'm excited. And I highly recommend my big toe designs and those precious buttons. Okay, now, but you know I said 2 whips, I have 3 whips. I received another piece of Stitchy kindness from one of my dear daughters, and people, it was all I could do to put this down once I had started it. It was that delightful and that addicting, and I've never done one of these before, but it is a Mill Hill buttons and beads. I've done Mill Hill, I just haven't done buttons and beads. And this one is called Silent Night. So what I have done is to carefully follow the instructions, since I've not done this before. And it asks you to stitch first, then bead, and then put the last button down at the bottom. You know, I don't think I have that button here to show you, but I don't even know if I'm going to use it. I don't think it needs that little sheep button. Let me show you on the picture again. So the sheep button is right here. And to me, when you see this precious little lamb back here, you're not going to want that sheep in front of him, but that's just my opinion. So this is where I have stopped, and I've got a thread, I'm sorry, that is ready for beading hanging there. But look at the way those beads make this look so festive. So what you see here at the bottom is finished. The border will, of course, go all the way up both sides, and then there will be a wider beaded thing up here that says Silent Night. But if I can be still, you can look closely at the precious little lamb who is completely finished. The cow is not anywhere near finished because I ran out of browns. So I'm going to have to look in my stash. They do give you the DMC colors, so I need to pull the DMC for the poor cow. Joseph is close to being finished, but he has a few more beads that will fill in. Maybe Joseph is finished, people. Oh, I don't even know what I've done. Joseph is finished. And Mary is the one I'm still beading. Then, of course, we'll have to bead the Angel of the Lord. And there will be a lot more of the radiance of the angel over here on this side. So that is still to do. But I could not put it down. Fun, fun, fun. What a perfect travel project. I'm going to need to order some Mill Hill for travel projects that are not Christmas related because it's so compact. All you need are your floss and your threads, of course, and you can always do your beading when you get home. I would not bead while traveling, I'll tell you that. But oh, how much fun. I did not have any trouble with the perforated paper. You know, it's different, but I used the needle included in the package, and it's just been so much fun. Let me show you one more time. I'll have this one finished hopefully by our next video. This I would love to display for this Christmas. Oh, and I know I have something else to show you. So my daughter had gone to Dixie Darling in Gatlinburg, I believe, on a vacation. And that's where she found this. Well, she purchased these adorable frames for us. She sent my daughter a kit as well, my other daughter. So this will go, forgive the plastic. Look at that. Well, poo. You get the idea. What a delightful finish that will be. And it could even just stand on an easel for Christmas. I love it. Thank you, Grace. All right, now you know that I was working on a Thanksgiving piece. And I wish I could tell you this was finished, but it's not. But it's a fun stitch, and I'm going to pull it back out tonight. This is called Autumn Blessings by Imaginating. Really, really not showing the way it really looks in this picture, but such a fun stitch as well. This chart number is 1907, and the designer is Sandra Cozzolino, Cozzolino. I imagine this is still available. So here is the piece with what progress I have. And I even pressed it a little bit for you because it looked so terrible last time I showed you with the hoop marks. So here we are. And a lot of the motifs are finished. But what is missing is the border, of course, always. And then a lot of this bottom part where it says, and give thanks. So I am going to pick it up tonight and see how many nights I can be happy working on this. I would just love to finish it while it's still Thanksgiving time, even if it's not framed. But I didn't really feel like limiting myself. You know my style about stitching what calls. But you can see the colors a little better today. They're just all our favorite autumn colors. This, remember, is on a box store linen, but definitely the color worked well, and I don't mind using it for a seasonal design. If I can just be still, I'll let you look at the house and the tree. And if I can get a little closer, look at the shading in those leaves at the top. That's going to be so lovely. So there is Count Your Blessings by Imaginating. And then this is the one that has been in my hands all weekend. He had gone to timeout for years, I have to say. I'm embarrassed. This is Long Dog Sampler's Dankworth. And just one big mess of counting error in the middle here is what sent him to timeout, which makes me feel rather foolish. So I pulled him out because the colors, again, made me feel like fall. And I fixed the problem and just kept stitching. It's so much fun. So let me hold this one up, which has also been pressed a little bit. First, let me show you how big it's going to be. It's a pretty long project, thin, long and thin. And I'm sure they've allowed me plenty of border here. But let me show you what has been done. Okay. So, the mistake was ripped out completely and redone. Both unicorns are now complete. And I love those designs. I had used the wrong color on this unicorn, so I ripped all that out and put in the proper green. And then one of the flowers, it would be the one on this side, had to be put in. And then I started this border last night. Look at those lovely colors. Now this is stitched 1/2 on 36 count, and it is a really lovely linen from the Stitch Niche, but I don't know the name of it. I'm so sorry. It's not hand-dyed or anything, but just a very nice off-white linen. So what I'd like to do is finish this little narrow band here in the next couple of days. I don't know how long that will take. And then move up to the motif up on the top, and I'll show you that. But I absolutely love the way she chooses her colors. Those greens with the burgundies and yellows. I would never have thought to put those together, but oh, they're so rich. So let me show you the motif that will come after that little narrow one. It is these flowers here. So you're going to have some repetition there, which could be helpful if I'll pay attention. And then, you know, we'll see whether we go up or down. But since it's a band sampler, we have 2 of the big bands finished. One of the narrow ones will finish the second narrow one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more big bands, and 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 5 more narrow ones. This is going to be a long project, but I'm very happy to have that much progress done. And to get that other band finished, I was thrilled. Now I want to show you the lovely needle minder that I was gifted from our guild. I think it's upside down, but it says Tudor Rose Sampler Guild. It's actually supposed to be a pen to wear on your shirt or blouse, but I'm just using it as a needle minder right now. It is upside down because that says TRSG, Tudor Rose Sampler Guild. But I'm so excited to be working on my 36 count and handling it. That's been fun. All right, if Silent Night is completed in the next few weeks, I have 2 more mill hills that you've seen before, probably 2 years ago, that I'm going to finish because now I know I can do the beading. And they are the Celtic Santas. This is the Scotland sampler. And this is the Wales Santa, who was supposed to be for my husband. So I'm going to show you how much I've completed on both of them. I do feel positive that I can finish my Scotland sampler because he is so, so close. Let me hold him up. Now look at that, how close I am. And won't that be the cutest ornament for the tree? These are the ones you finish and then you cut around and back with maybe a felt or your choice of backing. So that's Scotland. This is what he's supposed to look like. Can you see that? So we're close. I just love his rich colors. And then the Wales Santa, not as far. But this blue, oh my. I'm not sure. I need to see what DMC color those are, but oh, that's just gorgeous. And here is his picture. Let's see if we can get those in there. So I may not get him finished before Christmas. But wouldn't that be beautiful to have those both on the tree? If I finish one of those, that may get wrapped up under the tree for my husband. Okay, so I'm into Mill Hill all of a sudden. And you remember I had told you that I was going to bring my baby blanket to show you for my dear friend's daughter. And it's not finished. I had hoped it would be finished before I showed you. But you remember how much I have loved this baby yarn. It is variegated, so it gives you all your colors without you even having to think about it. This one has more of a modern variegation to it, but y'all, this is the softest yarn you will ever feel, short of cashmere or one of those really expensive yarns. I'm so embarrassed I cannot tell you the name of it. It's in my other video. If you need to know, ask me and I will look it up. I cannot remember. I know it came from, did it come from Michael's? Well, it is so, so soft. And I love, here's the ball of what's left. I love that variegation. But I want to show you, this is not my usual grit stitch. And if you're a crocheter, you know this. This is, in the United States, just a double cross stitch. Now, I don't know why I started this with this particular stitch, but it has been very much fun to do for a change. So this will go to the sweet baby, hopefully before the holidays, but he'll have plenty of winter to enjoy it if it takes a little bit longer. And I usually try to crochet if my concentration is not good enough for stitching. I'm sure you can understand that. Okay, plans for the new year. I only have 2 things to show you that will be new starts. And then as we move into that 2021, I'm hoping I'll have some more plans to share. It's all just kind of gelling a little at a time. So I decided to stitch Heartstring Samplery's Prairie Sampler for my granddaughter, who is reading through Laura Ingalls Wilder books, all the books that came after, which are about her daughter Rose, and then she plans to go back and read the ones about Laura's grandmother, which would have been, those would have taken place back in Scotland. But anyway, she is so into this, and her mom said she would love this. So January 1, right around there's going to be a start on this one. And I got all my flosses together. I'm going to use DMC, so I need to order or purchase my fabric. And I plan to get what they call for, although it's not telling me on here, but I just cannot wait to start this for her. It will be a long project, but she has an end of summer birthday, so there's a possibility if I'm disciplined. Many of you may have stitched this or started it, but I love Heartstring Samplery designs. And this, oh my goodness, it's just full of childhood literature and wholesomeness. The verse says, "The real things haven't changed. It is still best to be honest and truthful, to be happy with simple pleasures, and to have courage when things go wrong." That could be not more perfect for our times. Love it. So thank you, Beth Twist, for that design. I can't wait to start it. And then I have tried to order my fabric for the Old Scot, but they are out of this particular fabric right now. And I can tell you what that is if I'll just read it here. Lakeside Linen, Vintage Meadow Rue. This is going to be my challenge, and there is no telling how many years this will take. But my dear husband had ordered the silks. I think you remember me telling you about them. And after speaking with some of the dear ladies in the guild, they're recommending 36 count or higher, maybe 40. Oh. So that I would only use one strand of the silk at a time. And they also recommended using shorter lengths of thread or of silk so that it doesn't get fuzzy from pulling through the linen. And also being careful that your hands don't have rough patches because it will catch. But I've never really worked with these, so I cannot wait. But as I said, it's going to be a huge challenge. So we are coming up on the holidays, and we are still in the midst of pandemic. So I just want us all to think together about how we can be grateful for what we are able to do during this crazy time, rather than getting down and depressed about what we are not able to do. And that's a lot. So join me in being grateful at this time of year, and then in taking extra care to be safe and to keep others safe. My husband and I have discussed that so much lately. Whether we are able to handle it does not mean some other person with other concerns might be able to recover. So we want to be cautious and thoughtful of others, and then mainly to practice that gratefulness, without which life is rather dreary, right? Thank you for all the kind comments on my last video. Forgive me for not replying to all of them yet. Busy as usual, but even busier for other family reasons. And everyone is well and working hard, involved in school, just busy family. But I just haven't finished replying to your comments, and I intend to, because each one I read is so important to me and just makes my day. I'm hoping to come more often, even if it's a very short video, just to show you progress and any ideas I have, because I forget if I wait too long and I have to make a list, and then I forget to look at my list. So you know how that goes. My little sidekick, Lucy, is still doing very well. I'm not sure where she's hiding right now. We are trying to get her to join me in my exercise walks, and it has been challenging. She is not brave, and so cars and other dogs and even people make her afraid. But one of my daughters had the brilliant idea of taking one of her favorite dog toys with me when I walk, and of course taking her on her leash. And when she gets afraid and stops in the middle of the road, squeak that toy and it perks her up and she keeps walking. It works, people. So she's getting in at least a half mile most days. We're working toward a mile, and for those little dachshund legs, that's a lot of walking. We are cutting her kibble a little bit because she has put on a couple of pounds since she's been here. I don't think she plays as much here. At her old home, she had a toddler to chase and a cat with whom to play. And here, it's just boring adults. So I've included her in my walks and will continue to do that. But oh, what a shadow and what a little blessing. I just talk to her all the time. Sometimes one of my family members will say, "What did you say?" And I'll say, "I was talking to the dog." That's a good therapy, though. If you are an animal lover, you'll agree with me. People, enjoy every stitch. Thank you for listening to me ramble today. I'm a little excited by the projects I've been working on and the progress I've made. If you're in a slump, just pick a different project. Pull something out that you haven't worked on. I never would have thought that pulling Dankworth out would motivate me to stitch more, but it has. The colors, the design, and being able to fix that mistake. Before I close, I want to give a quick shout out to a beautiful young stitcher in Canada who is originally from the Ukraine. The name of her channel is Cup of Stitches. She does beautiful work, and not only that, she gives us glimpses of where she lives outside of Toronto in Canada. So we see the beautiful scenery and the areas where she lives and frequents with her family. She is working on a lavender and lace angel, one of the ones that is just exquisite. She has done, I believe, maybe some Mill Hill Halloween kits, but she's also doing some beautiful floral designs and just such fun to listen to. And you can tell that her craft is very important to her. She's meticulous in her kitting up and the way her stitches look. She just beautiful work. So I encourage you to try her when you have a moment. Cup of Stitches. I'm so embarrassed I can't remember her first name. I'll need to watch another video and remember. Have a great rest of your week. If I don't see you before our American Thanksgiving, have a blessed Thanksgiving if you live in America. And thank you again for sharing your day with me and your time. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.